A monster producer is a legendary creature who combines multiple skill sets to dominate their market. Are you ready to dominate?
All right. Good afternoon, Brad Howard. I got you pulled up to the front, big guy. If you want to say a few words before we get started here.
Yeah, is Ryan Chive? He was going to speak a little bit before.
I can bring him up as well.
Sure.
Good. There you go, Ryan Shive.
Yep, I'm here.
Looks like we got 14 folks on here with us right now. So, if you want to crank us
Ryan,
up.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Ryan Shive with Urban Insurance Services. I believe a good insurance agent can make you stand out as a mortgage officer, make you look really, really good. Because not only can we help you get a deal done, but we can also make sure that if something goes wrong, that they're covered correctly and they're not coming back at you pissed off because you sent them to a bad insurance agent. So, but I've been in Coach Burt's program for about a year now. It's really helped me stay focused on, growing my business. I've hired 2 people last year during the pandemic on my team that are, salaried position people, whereas a lot of people were laying people off, and we're growing at my agency. So I thought, this would be a really, really good thing for, anybody in sales, basically. I know Coach Burt works with a lot of insurance agents and mortgage people. And so as a member of the NBA, I thought it would be a really good opportunity to get him in front of some people and help you grow your business this year. So like I said, my name is Ryan Shive with Urban Insurance Services. I hope you guys really enjoy this. And that's really all I wanted to say.
Ryan, thank you for that, big guy. Brad Howard, thank you. Brian, Ryan has been one of my clients now for about a year in my coaching program called Monster Producer. I believe everybody needs a good coach in life. I believe a good coach can change your life. I believe those that have a good coach outperform those that don't 3 to 4 times. Typically make 3 to 4 times the money. So I think who's coaching you matters, folks. So thank you for joining me today. Brad Howard, do you want to say anything before I get cranked up here a little bit?
No, have at it. It's all yours.
All right, folks, my name's Coach Micheal Burt, okay? And I spent a decade of my life as a championship women's basketball coach at a large high school in Tennessee. I started very, very early in life at the ripe age of 15. At 18, I was a head coach at a small elementary school. And at 19, I was at the second largest high school in Tennessee. And it was at 19 that I really began to study how to build a competitive intelligence in a person, how to give a person a true competitive intelligence. And so I began studying a guy named Dr. Stephen Covey, and Covey taught the 7 habits of highly effective people. But he specifically taught a concept called the whole person theory, about how you tap into the whole person. And that's body, mind, heart, spirit, knowledge for the mind, skills for the body, desire for the heart, and confidence for the spirit. And so I began saying to myself, I'm going to use this theory as a basketball coach to really help my players win. So imagine dropping your 14-year-old daughter off to me at this large high school in Tennessee and saying, Coach, my daughter's got a lot of potential. She just needs discipline, focus, accountability, structure, confidence. And I would say, thank you for bringing your daughter to us. We have what I consider a greatness factory. And we are manufacturing greatness here at our greatness factory. And I'm going to go to work on your daughter's knowledge, her skill, her desire, and her confidence. Now, tell me that's not the ingredients of a great mortgage originator. The top mortgage originator I'm coaching right now did $200 million last year. The next person did $150 million. And I'm coaching entire mortgage companies, both wholesale and retail mortgage companies, and my sole objective is to move people from A to B. And when I go to move a person from A to B, like that originator that wanted to do 60 million when she came to me, this year she did 200 million 7 years later, is I help a person get clear on how they can move from where they are to where they're capable of going. And so you go to work on 4 parts of a person's nature. You go to work on their knowledge, you go to work on their skill, you go to work on their desire, you go to work on their confidence. All 4 parts of a person's nature. Now, when you're thinking about this concept of all 4 parts of a person's nature, okay, let me make sure you can hear me good. I got the microphone up, so make sure you can hear me good. When you go to work on a person's nature, right, you start saying, man, there's some areas that they need coaching. They need very specific things. So I want you to, so at 25 years old, I'm winning games. I sit down and I begin to write books. And unbeknownst to me, when I begin to write those books, I began to get phone calls from mortgage companies, real estate companies, insurance companies, and they kept saying the same thing, Coach. We got a lot of good people, and they need structure, focus, discipline, accountability. And so at 25 years old, I began speaking. At 31 years old, I retired from athletic coaching, and I started a coaching business. And guess who I started? This was '08. Guess who I started coaching? Big home builders, big real estate companies, big mortgage companies. And so today I'm going to give you some of that coaching on what I'm doing with my top performers. And I'm going to help you get very, very clear in going from A to B. Now, this is important. A is your current position. This is where you currently are. B is some desired outcome you're trying to drive in a 12-month cycle as measured in 30-day windows. So B is typically a number. I want to do 20 million. I want to do 30 million. I want to do 300 units. I want to do, right, 100 million, whatever the number is. And then we backtrack that number and we put it into smaller segments, meaning 30-day increments. Then we start asking ourselves a very simple question. What is keeping me from going from A to B? And I want to give you 3 confusions that keep people from going from A to B, right? Wherever you are. Number 1 is a time confusion. Okay, so number 1 thing keeping you from going from A to B is a time confusion. A lot of people say, I got a time management problem. And that really is not true. What they have is a confusion of their dominant aspiration. Their dominant aspiration is that single tangible outcome they're trying to drive in a 12-month cycle as measured in 30-day windows. So every day, there are 4 things you should be doing. Number 1, every day for at least 2 hours, you should be calling on new money. The purpose of the business is to produce new money. New money, new money, new money. Now I'm going to give you 4 places you can get that new money. Okay. And one of those places is from your current clients. Now, this is important. Here's the stats in real estate. 67% of people use the very first mortgage originator that contacts them. Okay. 67% of people use the very first originator that contacts them. They don't use the best one. They don't use the most experienced one. They don't use the best looking one, right? They use the first one. And this is important because I wrote a book called Person of Interest, and Person of Interest is about being known. It's about people knowing you. So my $200 mortgage originator is great at marketing. She understands how to get out and be seen and be on social media and do events. Like everything I teach, she goes and does it. She don't talk about doing it. She don't think about doing it. She don't pray about doing it. She don't talk to somebody about doing it. She's like, Coach Burt said I need to be doing something every month for real estate agents. Okay, boom. I got my own coaching program I'm going to be doing for real estate agents every 30 days. She's getting 200 and 300 agents at these things, folks. Coach Burt said I need to be a person of interest, so I need to be on social media. Okay, boom. I got a show on Monday. I got a show on Wednesday. I got this on Thursday. Coach Burt said I need to be doing strategic partnerships. Boom. I go out and build strategic partnerships. See, you can get new money from old money. So here's the stat. Write these down. 67% of people use the very first originator that they think of or that contacts them. This is why this is a high contact sport. The average deal takes between 7 and 15 touches 80% of the time to close. 98% of mortgage originators never call a customer back or client back after the transaction is over. Now, I want you to think of it like this. The word transact means to discard. Means I did a mortgage for you. The word mortgage means mortier, to death, means you're going to owe something till you die. It's hard to make a mortgage sexy, folks. Here's the deal, though. Everybody needs a mortgage. A mortgage is a manufactured product pushed through an assembly line, popped out on the other end to solve a problem for people who can't pay for a house with cash, which is who? Most of America. Now, the word transaction, okay, the word transaction means to discard. McDonald's has customers. They don't know your name. They help you with a small transaction. Now, I want to show you the difference between thinking. I want you to think about this different. The stats tell me it takes 7 to 15 touches 80% of the time to convert a prospect to a client. Now, if I look up the definition of a client, here's the difference, okay? One definition of a client is to be under the protection of another person. Transact, discard. And you say, why is this important? The average person is going to buy between 4 and 7 houses in their lifetime. Each transaction should be worth 5.7 referrals over the lifetime of the consumer. Now, as the mortgage originator, how many of those would you like to have? Would you like to have all 7? Would you like to have 3? Would you like to have 5? What about the 5.7 referrals? You say, man, I'd like to have them all, coach, right? I'd love to have them all. Here's the deal. 98% of mortgage originators never call a client back once they sell them the home. So you say, what? So what's the problem here? The problem is that we don't follow up before, during, and after. Now, I was just coaching a senior vice president of Loan Depot, and he said, man, I got a conversion problem. We're driving so many leads, but many of my originators do not know how to close. The word conversion means to change something from here, a state from here to here. To close means to bring two things together. To bring two things together, to bring something to an end. He said, man, I'm driving all these leads, but some of my people are not what? Closing them. They're not bringing them together. They're not converting them. There's no conversion. So every day I come into the day, I do 4 things. Number 1, I call on new money, and I can get that new money from current clients. Okay, doing a second deal, doing a cousin's deal, doing a mama's deal, doing a brother's deal, doing a kid's deal, folks. Second thing I do is I call on people who have indicated interest in my product or service. And I wrote a whole book on this called Fanatical Follow-Up. I'm doing a whole day on this, June 1st. Eric White can post comments in there. Eric, if you'll post the Fanatical Follow-Up link on June 1st from our website, that's a full day on nothing but follow-up. Because I spend a lot of time trying to close people who have indicated interest in our products and services. Statistics say it takes 7 to 15 touches 80% of the time to convert a prospect to a client, okay? Third place I go and get new money is from past clients, okay? Remember this stat, 98% of people, okay, 98% of people, mortgage originators, never call a client back once they put them in the house. This is a big mistake. I think about the very first real estate agent. I bought a $119,000 house because I was a high school basketball coach. It's all I could afford. He did a pretty good job. I don't even remember the mortgage originator's name who did the loan. I used the very first person that contacted me. 67% of people do. And guess what? Neither the originator or the real estate agent or the insurance agent or the title company ever followed up with me one time. I want you to think about that. I just did a deal in Florida, it's $3.35 million. I did a property out in Tennessee, $1.3 million. I did another property, $1.4 million. I'm about to do a $6 million property in Nashville. Now, here's the deal. That real estate agent could have handled all of those if he'd have just followed up with me. The mortgage originator could have had all the deals if they just followed up with me. The insurance person could have insured all those properties if they would have just followed up with me. But you know what? They didn't. So when you're looking at moving from A to B and you say, man, I'm doing 48 deals a year and I want to move to 65 deals a year, and that's only the difference of 17 more deals. How do I pick up 17 more deals? Well, you can pick up 17 more deals from calling on current clients to generate more referrals, from closing people in the pipeline that have indicated interest, right? With great follow-up technique, great closing, great conversion technique. Number 3, by calling on past clients and staying engaged with their life. Okay. And the 4th thing I do every day is, man, I'm always planning something to push people to in the future. I'm always planning something to push people to in the future. Okay. These are 4 things that I'm doing every single day. So if you're not spending 2 hours a day working this muscle, calling on new money, closing business, loving on your best clients, planning something to push people to in the future, then that is where we're losing money right there. Okay. So I'm going to stop right here. And I want to give you the chance to type in the chat box, where's your missing structure? Number one, I'd love to know your B. Okay. When I look at all the participants, Connie and Dottie and Jacob Miller and James Stipp and Jason Heflin, I'd love to know your B. If I were coaching you, what's the number, Laurent, you're trying to hit? What's the number, Matthew? What's Michael? What's the number you're trying to hit? Tyler Gossett, where are you trying to go from A to B? And is it clear to you, right? I use the example of 48 to 65 because I'm coaching a real estate agent. She was doing 48 deals a year. And I said, man, you ought to be doing 65. It's just 17 more deals. That's, 1.5 deals a month you could pick up. How much more money would you make? She said, I make 177 more $1,000. And I said, man, that's a significant difference. So type in the chat, are you clear about your B? Thank you, Brad Howard, for going first. What's your B? And number two, where is your missing structure right now? And then I'm going to give you 3 confusions that I think people have as it relates from going from A to B. Okay, so type in what your number is. Type in what your number is if you want to tell me. Don't be shy, folks. Okay, was it this the Kentucky Mortgage Bankers Association? Right? Don't be shy. Okay. What are you trying to hit? Okay. What are you trying to hit? Don't be shy, folks. I ain't going to, right? $1 million in new business premium. Thank you. 50 million, Ray C. I like that. Structure is my issue. Okay. Give me some feedback here, folks. So I know where to coach you at. Okay. Remember, I'm coaching some of the top originators in the world, right? 200 million, 150 million, 100 million. At one time, I was coaching 7 of the top 10 originators in Tennessee. So I've seen the best. I can tell you exactly what they're doing, where they need help. Tony, I need some air and a dongle to put my microphone in here, please, sir. Okay. 50 million, Ray C. All right, good. All right, good. Now, here's what I want to do real quick. Don't be shy. Okay. Ray C, I'm going to allow you to talk. You mind talking to me a little bit? I know I'm from Tennessee, folks. Got a Southern accent and a bald head.
I don't mind.
I'm a little pit bull, but man, I got a burning desire to help people get to that 50 million. So Ray C, when you hear me talking, where do you feel like your missing structure is from going from A to B?
Probably, I have a challenge, like I said in the chat, balancing working the actual files versus getting out and getting new business.
Yep.
That's always a challenge for me.
Yep. Are you babysitting the files?
Yes, I definitely do, more than I should.
Okay. Now thank you so much for being honest. You see, she said the key words there, more than she should. Now, here's what I want to tell you. I want to teach you a very valuable strategy, is because I want you to get in your brain that the purpose of the business is to produce new money. And we can't do 2 things simultaneously at the same time. I practice a concept called biblical meditation. Biblical meditation is where I Tony, plug it in right there for me, where I meditate on the Bible. And when I have negative thoughts in the day, I quickly replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts, because you can't have 2 thoughts simultaneous at the same time. Well, so when I have negative thoughts, and I do, just like everybody else does, man, I have taught myself, just bring that down. I have taught myself how to replace a negative thought very quickly with a positive thought. Now, I'm telling you this because I want to tell you this. Ray C, if she tells me, Coach Burt, I'm going to get to 50 million, man. I'm going to say you can't do 2 things simultaneously at the same time. You can't babysit the file while simultaneously getting new business. Now, how bad on a scale of 1 to 10, Ray C, do you want to get to 50 million? Thank you for playing along.
10.
Okay, so here's the deal. Would you believe me? Would you be willing to give up a little bit of control on babysitting these files to spend another hour a day prospecting for new money?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm going to ask you, if I were coaching you individually, I'm going to say, look, you're telling me one thing, but you're doing another, right? You're telling me you want to get to 50 million. Now, let me ask you a question. The woman I'm coaching that's doing 200 million, do you think she's babysitting every file?
Absolutely not.
You think the guy I'm coaching did 150 million babysitting every file?
No.
What do you think they spend a good percentage of their day doing?
Getting new business.
There you go. Because the purpose of the business is to produce new business. And this is a trap. This is a trap that I see a lot of mortgage originators get into. is between selling and servicing. So I got a real simple concept for you. Thank you, Ray C, for playing along with me. This is something I want to show you. I coached the #1 real estate agent in South Carolina for a year, and he was doing 125 deals a year. And he said, so I went to South Carolina to spend some time with him, and he hired me because he was bored of kicking everybody's butt. And I observed. I said, I want to observe you working. So he said, Coach, I got one simple rule. I prospect in the morning. I solve the world's problems in the afternoon. I prospect every morning from 9 to 11, every single day. Problems come along, unless it's a flat out emergency, we deal with it in the afternoon because I prospect in the morning and I solve the world's problems in the afternoon. I believe every person should be prospecting 2 hours a day, irrespective of what the market's doing, irrespective of what the rates are doing, irrespective of how much business you got, folks, because here's a couple rules I live by. There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. We go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. It all goes to zero at midnight. See, the person doing 200 million, they have not gotten comfortable, complacent, lazy. They hadn't said, I've had the biggest year of my life. Here's a little secret, folks. Everybody in the mortgage business has had the biggest year of their life. Okay. So let's call that false positive for a second. And let's go back to my basketball coaching days where I never got comfortable. I'd win on Tuesday night. We'd get lazy on Wednesday, practice halfway on Thursday, get beat on Friday night. And it was embarrassing. And when I started my business, I said, man, I ain't never get lazy. If I have the biggest month of my life, it all goes to zero at midnight. It all starts over in April. It all starts over the next month. So every day, I want you to remember this. I prospect in the morning. I solve the world's problems in the afternoon. I'm trying to hit that number every single day. So what do? Call on new money. Okay. Follow up with people who are interested. Love on my current clients and past clients. Plan something to push people to in the future. Every single day. Every single day. And I think I said y'all are in Alabama, but you're actually in Kentucky, if I'm right. Am I right about that? Is it Kentucky or Alabama? Okay. Now, here's my point. Well, there you go. That's what I thought, Kentucky. Now, when you think about this concept, most people are not trained to think this way. And so here's what they have. They have 3 confusions, okay, between A and B. So my B is to sell $25,000 of coaching every day. Okay, I have a coaching program. That coaching program right now is $83 a month to get coached by me every single week in a group setting. Eric White can post a link in there. That's what Ryan Shive is in. I think Brad Howard is in there. If he's not, he needs to be in there. It's $83 a month, folks, to get coaching from me every single week. And I'm coaching some of the biggest people in the world in the mortgage business. So Eric can post that link if you're interested, or you can email Eric at Coach Burt. Because my whole goal in life is to wake up every day and help you move towards your B. I wouldn't go to sleep at night until I got Ray C to 50 million. That's the way I think. My goal is to help her toward her desired outcome. So there's 3 things that keep us from moving from A to B. Number 1, there is a confusion of time. You're simply confused. You're busy, but you're doing low value activity. You're busy, but you're doing low value activity. And low value activity is activity that does not move you toward your B. Drama, problems, issues, past, phone calls, text messages, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is you do during the day, we call that too busy being fabulous. Okay. All right. Like the old Eagles song. Second confusion you have is you have a confusion of confidence. You have a confusion of confidence is you don't believe for some reason. This is where the conversion problem comes in. You're not closing people because you're not confident enough. You don't really know how to convert a lead to a closed deal. You don't really know how to ask that real estate agent to take action with you. You don't really know how to close that incoming lead that you got to business. You don't know how to convert, or your conversion rates are low. Number 3 confusion you got is a confusion of know-how. You just don't know how to do it. You don't know how to structure your day. You don't know how to explain your value. You don't know how to follow up appropriately. You don't know how to get 5.7 referrals out of every deal. You don't know how to be a person of interest. Hey, good thing that's what we coach people on, folks. Now, I want you to type in, if you're going from A to B, which confusion you have. Is it a confusion of time? That's 1. Is it a confusion of confidence? That's 2. Is it a confusion of know-how? That's 3. I want you to type in which of those 3 confusions do you feel like you have. All right, Jason, thank you, sir. He said time. Look at all these time. Confusion of time, folks. There we go. Ray C, there's my girl. 1 and 2. Time. Nice. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. Terry, Matthew, thank you. Look at all these people putting time in there, folks. Okay, now let's tackle that one. Thank you for the feedback. So it tells me where to coach you. I use a structure, and I'm going to give you a typical structure for me. Here's my B. I'm trying to sell $25,000 of coaching every day. 5 days a week is $125,000 a week. That's $500,000 a month. That's $6 million a year. Okay, that puts me in the top 0.1% of money earners in the coaching business on planet Earth. 700,000 coaches in the United States. Average coach makes $47,000 per year. We're trying to make $47,000 every 2 days. Okay, so that tells you we know how to monetize. We know how to coach people. We know how to sell. We know how to close. We know how to do events. Now, why am I telling you that? Because that's a big goal. And I got a small team of about 7 people. Okay, and it's like, how do we get in here every day and hit this number of 25,000? So it all starts with how I sit down at night and map out my next day. So every night I sit down and I map out. I got a hit list. Hit list represents new money. Who am I calling tomorrow for new money? Who can I help? Current clients, past clients, strategic partners, direct leads. Those are 4 places I could get new money. Current clients, past clients, strategic partners, direct leads, right? Every day. We don't need more money. We need more people. The people have the money, folks. It's a full contact sport. Then I go to my farm club. Who has indicated interest in my services that I haven't closed them, right? How do I convert? What problem do I solve? Money changes hands when problems are solved. The bigger the problem, the more money people pay to solve that problem. So I'm like, who's in my farm club? Who's interested? Boom. Who's in my farm club? Number 3, then I go to my top 25. Who are my biggest advocates that I need to be talking to, tagging, loving on, calling on, engaging with, adding value to, right? That's my top 25. Then I go, what events do I need to be playing? Oh, I need to do that Kentucky Mortgage Bankers Association, because you don't need more money, Ron Shive, you need more people. And they got people in Kentucky, and I like those people. Now, here's the deal. Every day I'm doing those 4 things. That starts at night. I sit down at night and I map out my next day. Now, then I want to activate my prey drive. Prey drive is an instinct to see something and go get it. An animal has a prey drive. You have a prey drive. My 17th book, see all these books I've written? My 17th book is coming out next year, and it's called Flip the Switch, How to Activate the Prey Drive in you and your team. Now, prey drive is the instinct, like, all right, I wrote it down, boom. Now, how do I activate that prey drive every morning? Okay, I'm gonna do something for the body. I'm gonna get up and exercise. I like boxing. So now I'm boxing. Got this whole little boxing thing at my house. I box 20, 30, 40 minutes in the morning. Then how do I activate my spirit? I'm a faith-based person. So I listen to a sermon, right? First thing in the morning, 20 minutes. How do I activate my heart? Well, I see my 2 kids and my wife, and I'm like, all right, sweetheart, we're going to get it today. Then I activate my mind by listening to something on business. This morning, I was listening to my own podcast called America's Coach. Why? Because I was reminding myself. I did a podcast yesterday on when in doubt, take an action. When in doubt, take an action. When in doubt, take an action. So I was listening to that this morning. It's like, that's right. I need to go do this. By 8 a.m., I have activated my prey drive. I go to my office, which is in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, this beautiful greatness factory, and I meet with my team at 8:45. Number 1 purpose of that is to activate their prey drive. From 9 to 11:30, we do nothing but focus on new money. New money, new money, new money, new money. Where can we get that new money? Come on, folks. Where can we get that new money? Current clients, Terry Tackett. Where do I get that new money from? Okay. There's 4 places I get it. Pop quiz. Where do I get it from? Don't let me down, Terry. Prey clients. That's right. Strategic partners, current clients, past clients. Good job. There we're talking. That's where I go get that new money from, folks. Thank you, Terry. Now, here's my point. From 9 to 11:30, folks, that's all we focus on. Stop and eat a little bit of lunch, just a little bit. No, nothing heavy. Don't go to the pasta bar and come back slow. Okay. Then in the afternoon, we're going to solve the world's problems. We're going to engage with our current clients. We're going to solve problems. We're going to plan events. And we're going to figure things out because we're trying to sell $25,000 today of coaching. When in doubt, I take an action. Now, I do that till about 5 o'clock. Then I got a 45-minute to hour drive home, see my family, sometimes do another round of boxing, and then I do it all over again the next day, folks. Now, here's my point. If you said time is your confusion between A and B, you do not have a time management problem. You have a confusion of what your priorities are. Your priorities are to produce new money every day, to prospect every day, because at some point in life, we leave our amateur desires behind and we make a decision to go pro. And when we go pro, we chop wood and we carry water. You know, when I think back to my basketball coaching days, we practice every day. Typically, I spent 3.5 to 5 hours a day with those players. Guess what we did every day? Same drills. Every day. Every day. Pitch and catch. Every day, jump stop. Every day, play defense. Every day, runner offense. Every day, work on stopping the other team 3 times in a row. Then I started my business and I started coaching business people. And I'm like, man, where's the intensity? What's the goal? What are we trying to do here? Why are people not moving with an energy towards something? Like, why do you not have an activation, a persistence, an intensity? I'm like, where's the freaking prey drive at? Nobody had any prey drive. Everybody's like this right here. And I'm like, first thing we got to do, folks, is we got to get that prey drive activated, man. We got to activate it. We got to have some persistence. We got to have an intensity. So let me close with this. When you're thinking about growing your business, if I were coaching you individually, I would say, how serious are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about going from your number to your number, right? The agent that wants to do 65 deal, how serious are you? And what are you willing to give up to reach that number? What are you willing to do every day to reach that number? Are you willing to give up a little bit of your social time? Are you willing to prospect 2 hours a day? Are you willing to go 7 to 15 touches in your follow-up? Are you willing to spend time calling on past clients, engaging with them? Okay. Are you willing to do what it takes to be a person of interest, to really become known in the world? Because if you're not willing to give something up, you're really not that serious about getting something. You're not serious about moving from A to B. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, which keeps producing the same result over and over and over. To significantly move the needle, folks, you got to quit majoring in the minors, and you got to understand the purpose of that business, which is to produce new business every day. And you can never use the excuse, I'm just too busy to get any new business. I'm just too busy with these loans I got to get new business, because it ain't true, man. Every day, every second of your day is not tied up in servicing the loans you already got. If I'm coaching somebody doing 200 million, and she's got time to go get new business, she's got time to market, she's got time to get up in the morning and do her push-ups on social media, she's got time to raise her kid, she's got time, and guess what? You got time. Okay. So this is a false positive. We all fall into, oh, I'm so busy. Oh God, I'm so busy. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. No, you're not overwhelmed. You have a confusion of what the most important things are. And that's the confusion you have. So how many people are going to commit today to getting clear on their B? How many of you are going to get clear on having the discipline that it takes to play at the highest frequency? How many of you are going to get clear on activating that prey drive? And I would tell you this, I'm here to help you. I was coaching a guy who's in the Air Force today, and I asked him to share his explanation of service. He runs an insurance company now. And I said, man, permission to speak, because that's what they say in the military. Do I have permission to speak honestly to you? He said, yes. And I said, man, you got no passion, you got no conviction, and you got no energy when you're sharing this. Now, unless you're selling the funeral homes, then you're not going to sell any insurance with that kind of energy. You need to change your tone. You need to get it up. You need to bring some energy, right? Now, he may like it. He may not like it. He may, but if he wants to get better, he needs to be open to it. So all day, every day, what we do is coach people. Just coaching senior vice president, Loan Depot. This morning, I was coaching insurance people, Herbalife people, top real estate people, top health coaches. All day, every day, we're trying to find the activator of that prey drive to help them get toward their B. And nothing does my life any better than that. So there's a coaching program we have called Monster Producer. We believe A monster producer is a legendary creature. It combines multiple skill sets to dominate a market. Because of that belief, we have built a very specific coaching program that has high degrees of frequency with me in a structured setting through 6 frameworks that allows a person to get typically a 30 to 50% increase in a 1-year cycle. We coach people weekly because we know people fall off the wagon, and we have short bursts of coaching throughout the week, right? And we do that over a 1-year cycle. That's the program Brad Howard is in from Loan Depot. That's the program that Ryan Shive is in. Right now, that program is priced at $83 a month, or you can get that plus a 2-day boot camp with me. You guys are in Kentucky. I got this beautiful lodge that sits on 8,000 square feet. 8,000 square feet. It's 8,000 square foot. It sits on 23 acres. And I do these really cool boot camps, 2-day boot camps, where you get in the room with me and I teach you the selling system, and I teach you how to become people of interest. And I teach you how, just like that young lady that wanted to do 60 million is now doing 200 million. There's a structure I'm bringing to help you hit your B. So if you're interested in joining forces and enrolling with old Coach Burt, becoming that monster producer you're supposed to be, that legendary creature, then I'd encourage you to take a look at that and just take action, man. There's a power in taking action. There's a power in taking action. If you want to move toward B, something's got to happen to move you toward that B. So I would encourage you. Everybody needs a coach. A good coach can change everything for you, especially a person that has coached some of the top people in the world. I'm going to show you, Jason, one thing real quick, and this will help you. If you go to my website, the link you said, this is the coaching program, shows you exactly what we have. But also, when you take the option, the one option, the boot camp option, the $14.97, there's 2 boot camps you can get. And on the page right here, it shows you all of the boot camps I do. Doing a big country music concert this Saturday night with old Lewis Bryce. That's Lee Bryce's brother. Okay. And what you get is Flip the Switch or Monster Growth. So the boot camp that's included would be this one. I do this once a quarter. That's a 2-day boot camp with me on the whole selling system, May 2021. Or the other one you can choose from, there's that fanatical follow-up. It's only $57 to spend a day with me right there. Or that's the one that you would get right there, Flip the Switch, which is 2 days on how to activate your prey drive. And either one of those are included if you take the second option, the $14.97 option. So that's what you get when you get that. Now I do those once a quarter. So if you can't come to one, you can come to another one. Okay, folks, this has been good, man. I'm having fun right now. Let's see what what questions you have. Okay. You can type in a question, or you can, I can call on you and ask a question. I've already been picking on Ray C. That's a good Kentucky name, isn't it? Ray C. Any questions about what the top originators do, what I see that they do, that you want to ask me? All right, let's see. We got a good question here. All right, let me call on you, Stephen. Trying to find you. There you are. All right, go ahead, Stephen.
I got confused with Steven, Coach Burt. I go by Mitch. It's probably
Mitch.
Steven on the screen, but
It is Mitch.
I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Steven's my trouble name. Number one, I sincerely appreciate you taking the time to speak to the group. I really appreciate it. Hopefully a lot of people here will take action. Question. So you obviously work with a lot of top producers through various industries. I mean, when people kind of come to you and say, hey, I'm ready to make that leap, make that jump and increase my business, however that looks. I mean, what's the biggest mistake that you see people make? Like, I'll give you one, like myself, like, I feel like I try to change 18,000 things about myself or about my day. What's the biggest mistake that you run into that people encounter when they're first kind of making this leap?
Well, I have a theory that you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. And the reason we reach a ceiling of complexity and we can't break through that ceiling is because we just can't see. We can't see the real problem. So when I'm coaching a person, I'm always focused on that B. And then I just asked him a simple question, man. What do you think is keeping you from going A to B? Is it confusion of time, confusion of confidence, confusion of know-how? And they say, man, I just don't know how to do it, or I'm distracted, or like you just said, I've got 18,000 things going on. And so I try to just keep saying, let's focus on this one thing. Here's a good example. I was coaching a health coach yesterday that's got 406 health coaches underneath him. He's making 28,000 a month, and he wants to get to 50,000 a month. And so as we're working through this cycle, it's like, how do we move you from A to B, right? And we come up with, man, if you just did a better job of coaching your top 7 coaches and become a better leader to those 7 people, your production capacity could go up. And so we found a few tweaks. So you said it right. So many times it's not overhauling everything. It's tweaking a few things. It's like, Mitch, man, you focused over here. We can go right here. Okay. It's like the real estate agent that's doing 48 deals and I'm trying to get her to 65. You know, she wasn't calling. Let me tell you what she was doing, Mitch. Okay. She was cold calling people every day. And I'm like, why are you cold calling people? She's like, I love cold calling people. And I'm like, well, I don't care if you love it. You need to be calling the 48 people you've already sold a house to, because they know 17 more people. If I could get you to 17 more houses in a year, you make an additional, $173,000 more dollars. You make 400K versus 233, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, man, all the money is there in the people you've already sold, but you're not following up with anybody you sold. You're cold calling people. Like, so what are you doing? Like, this is crazy. And so she's like, you're right. That's exactly what I need to be doing. I'm not following up with the people. So a lot of times, Mitch, a good coach will bring this structure to you. And it's like, oh, okay. That's like a missing structure I have. Like, I didn't know what I didn't know. So that's kind of what I would tell you. The second thing I see in the mortgage business is right now is a real false positive. And false positive means you lull yourself into believing that it's so good and it will always be this good that I don't need to prospect. I don't need to follow up. I don't need to do these things. And trust me, I'm coaching all kinds of mortgage people. And they're like, I'm having the biggest year I've ever had, coach. And I'm like, well, no duh. Like, everybody's having a big year, right? 2020 was a big year for everybody. So, but you can't buy your own hype. That's the basketball coach in me. Like, as soon as we thought we were good, somebody would just beat us and embarrass us, man. And that taught me a valuable lesson. You do the things you got to do every day to win. And these are fundamental things you got to do. I got to prospect every day. I got to go 7 touches every day. I got to follow up on people I've sold every day. And I think a lot of people lull into believing, man, I don't need coaching. I'm good. And that's a big false positive. Did that help you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, great questions. All right. Anybody else got a question? Mitch went first. Thank you for that, by the way. I won't even call you Steven. I'll call you Mitch. Okay. Anybody else want to raise their hand or ask me a question about top producers, what I see every day? I've coached the top real estate agents. I've coached the top mortgage originators. I've coached some of the top people in the world, man. The question is, why are they hiring coaches? Because they believe they can play at a higher frequency. So, all right, let's see. Okay, I don't see anybody else. Looks like everybody else gone quiet on me. Come on, Kentucky folks. I got one funny Kentucky story, and then I'll close it out. I went to speak at the horse track there, and up in the big room up in top, and it was Head Start teachers. And they brought me in to speak that night, and I got there early in the afternoon, and at 5 o'clock they had an open bar. And I noticed that people were drinking heavily at 5 p.m. And I said, what time do you have me speaking? And they said, well, we got you speaking at about 8:30. And I said, 8:30? Like, these people will be so wild by 8:30 that they won't even know Coach Burt's here, right? Like, I think this is a bad move. They're like, no, it'll be fine. And so sure enough, everybody starts drinking heavily at 5 o'clock. By 8:30, they're dancing on the tables. They're singing, they're throwing stuff. And here I am trying to give my presentation. And it's one of those things that I will never forget, man, going to Kentucky, speaking at that horse track, and those Head Start teachers just have it. I've spoke for 15 minutes and I said, y'all have a good night. I'm going to take it on out of here. And so it was just something that was really, really funny. Now, I got one question from Jacob Miller. I'm still in college and we'll start working in June. What's the best advice for starting out? You need to be interning under a guy like me. You need to be interning under somebody. Go for the mentor over the money. You need to be spending time with somebody who's doing what you want to do. There's an 88% chance you fail if you don't work under somebody who already knows what they're doing, folks. People who start a small business, have no idea what they're doing, 88% of the time fail. People that work under somebody who's already doing it and doing it at a high level succeed 80% of the time. So I would tell you, go for the mentor over the money. Okay. All right, folks, it's been fun. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate you so much. Like I said, we got a coaching program right now, easy entry, $83. Okay. I appreciate you. If you want to come to the Fanatical follow-up day, it's $57. We'll work on your follow-up. We're here to help you reach your beast. So Brad Howard, Ryan Shive, thank you guys for having me today. I've had a lot of fun. Everybody needs a coach in life. Go to coachburt.com, coachburt.com. And we would love to help you, man. For the people who are serious about going pro, we can help you. So have a great day, guys. God bless you.